The 2019 Ford Fusion Hybrid SE. Hi, I'm Tim Bartz, Internet Sales Manager here at McArthur Ford in Salina, Kansas. In this video, we're going to go over all the standard as well as optional equipment that's available with your SE trim for the 2019 Ford Fusion Hybrid. It's going to be very advanced, a long video here. We're going to go over first all the standard equipment, walking around the vehicle, talking about all the different standard equipments on the outside as well as the interior, but we're going to also talk about different optional equipment as well. So I'll have timestamps as well as prices for the optional equipment down in the description if you're watching this on YouTube. So feel free to move around this video, save it to your playlist for a favorite, and let's go ahead and get started. Dive into the standard equipment first. So first I want to talk about the different safety features that are standard equipment in all of your Fusions, including your Fusion Hybrids. And the first one to talk about is your airbags. This is going to have, for the driver and front passenger, dual stage front airbags. It's going to deploy a different size airbag, depends on how close you are to the front of the vehicle or to the steering wheel. So what's going to be great about that is that, depends on how close you are to the vehicle, it's going to deploy that different size airbag. Also knee airbag for the driver and front passenger too. It'll protect from those front collisions, because if it's really severe, that'll drop that engine down and that'll protect those knees up there. Also side impact airbag for the driver and front passenger. That'll protect from any kind of side collision as well. And then you're going to have your safety canopy airbag that's going to deploy down, protect the windows there from any kind of rollover, and it will come with electronic stability control with Advanced Track. What's great about that is that Advanced Track really is kind of a fancy word for you to just know that it's trying to keep you on your intended path and not have you roll over. And it's going to use a series of brakes to help you out if you go into curves too fast or maybe a slick driving road, to keep you on that intended path. Also, it's going to come with your SOS post-crash alert system that's going to honk the horns and flash the lights if you're in an accident, you're maybe off the road. That way they know, people know you need help. Also, it's going to have the 911 assist. So if you have your Bluetooth enabled phone connected to the vehicle, you can call 911 directly instead of calling OnStar or something like that. So that way they can come to your safety even faster. And to protect those in the back seat, you're going to have that latch system. Lower anchors and tethers for children, so those kids that are in those booster seats or those car seats, it's going to secure those down with those tethers into the back of those seats. And you have child safety locks for these two back doors here, that you can lock those doors out so the kids can't open them while you're going down the road. So great safety features around the vehicle. Also new for 2019 on all your Fusions as well as your Fusion Hybrids is the Copilot 360. That's going to give you 5 great features to help protect you while you're driving the vehicle. They've been standard or optional equipment in more of your luxury trims in the past. Now standard equipment because of all the safety features and wanting to make sure you're safe. And the one of them I want to talk about is your auto high beams. Auto high beams, we're going to talk about the headlights in just a little bit, but auto high beams are going to turn those high beams on. If there's no one in front of you, it's dark outside, it'll turn those high beams on. If someone approaches you, if you're in the city lights, it's going to automatically turn them off. And that is a setting that you can turn on and off and deactivate and activate in your settings screen under the lighting section. And I'll show you a little bit more about that, hopefully in that clip right there. Also, you have your rear view camera. It actually has been standard equipment on all of your Fusions for years now, but it's part of this package here. And you're going to get the pre-collision assist with pedestrian detection. So what's great about that, it's going to include your dynamic braking, brake support, it's going to your automatic emergency braking, as well as your front collision warning. So it's going to be able to sense if there's someone in front of you. It's going to put a series of lights on the dash and tones and let you know that you need to stop because someone in front of you is stopped or going much slower than you and you're going too fast. And it will initiate that brake support to make you brake even faster when you do hit that brake. So great features there. Your lane keeping system is standard equipment as part of this package. It includes 3 features. One of them is your driver alert system. And what's great about that is it knows when you're taking your hands off the steering wheel too often or for too long. It alerts you and lets you know that you've done that. And so it even puts a message on the dash. If it does it too often or uses the system too often, it will let you know maybe you need to pull off and have some coffee as well. Also, you have your lane keeping alert system. And what that's going to do is if you start to leave your lane, it's going to vibrate the steering wheel and let you know you've left your lane. So it's kind of more of an awakening there, especially if you're wandering and looking over here on the side of the road and you happen to go over too far, it's going to vibrate that and let you know that. You also have the lane keeping aid system, and that actually keeps you in your lane. A lot of the other systems out there, other manufacturers, they have an aid system of sort, but they don't have where they actually keep you in your lane. It uses torque vectoring to where if you hit those lines, it's going to bring you back in, and works really well, especially if you have those lines recognized on both sides. Some of those highways, they're a little faded, so you do need to be aware it's more of an aid system than it is any kind of just being able to count on that as prediction there. So a real great system. Also on the hybrids, a little bit different than your gas models, is you also get adaptive cruise control with stop and go as well as part of this. And you're going to get a feature on the inside we'll get to when we get to the interior. But adaptive cruise control is going to, what's great about that is that you can set the gap for how close you want to be warned, but as you approach someone coming up behind them, if they're going much slower than you, then it's going to slow you down to go their speed. You don't have to hit your brakes. And then when it's safe to resume, or maybe they speed back up, it's going to speed you back up to your intended speed. So works real great. Even comes to stop and complete stop as well without having to hit your brakes. So works real well in those those rush hour type traffic. And I think you'll really appreciate that feature. I love the adaptive cruise control. That is also something you can change and activate if you don't like it, because it does make you kind of move over a little early. You can adjust that as well in your settings screen too. So these are some great safety features that you're going to like on all of your Fusion Hybrid SE vehicles. Now let's talk about the standard engine on these. It is a 2.0 liter IVCT Atkins cycle 4-cylinder hybrid engine, and it is going to come with that full speed automatic transmission, that CVT transmission on it as well. And the transmission, what's great about it does have the regenerative braking, so it's a brake actuated traction control with regenerative braking. So that way that what it's doing there is the hybrid means it doesn't have a battery, that it has a bigger battery in the back to recharge to get you better fuel economy. And so you use less gas, regenerating the battery, and using a hybrid engine. So it's a great technology. I actually have a hybrid myself, and I'm going to go into some different things to think about later in the video as you're driving these vehicles. But they are saying you should get about 43 miles per gallon in the city and about 41 miles per gallon on the highway. And so if you use that regenerative braking correctly and you pull from those stops the right way, you should be able to get a little bit more fuel economy out of it. So I think you'll really appreciate that. Now let's go ahead and look at the front of this vehicle and what it looks like here. It does have your automatic headlights. They are halogen headlamps up here. Automatic means they can come on automatically as it gets dark. Don't forget about those auto high beams we talked about. Also, it does have your LED signature lighting under there. So it looks real sharp. You can have it on as your daytime running lights. You can always have them on. That's going to look real sharp for you. Also, you're going to have your chrome grille up here with the chrome surround as well. Body colored bumper on the bottom down there. Just a real sharp looking vehicle for you, getting just a great look to it, and just really looks a lot like your gas model SEs on the front of it here, and some great functional equipment as well for you. As we move around to the side, you're going to see the only wheel available on your SE Hybrid, and that is the 17-inch sparkle silver painted aluminum wheel. So great looking wheel here on the side of the vehicle. Also over here, you're going to see your body colored mirror cap here. Also, it's power heated mirror as well, and then a manual fold as well for that. So you can just fold that in manually. Also, something I forgot to mention, I don't know if you noticed that I mentioned 4 out of 5 of the features on that Copilot 360. Bliss is another feature that is part of that Copilot 360 that comes on all your Fusion hybrids. In fact, all of your Fusions in general on the SE and above. So what's great about it, it's going to come and monitor that blind spot. So if there's someone in your blind spot, it's going to put a light in the corner of that mirror and let you know it's not safe to go in that lane at that time. Also, as you're backing up, it monitors across traffic. So someone's going to cross your path behind you in parking lot or backing out a driveway, it's going to alert you with a light in the corner of the mirror from the side they're coming from. It puts a message on the dash telling you if they're coming from the left or the right, and a series of tones that it's not safe to back up. So I love the Bliss system, and I love that it's now standard equipment on all your Fusion hybrids. Body color door handles here, chrome accent on the belt line as well to kind of give it a nice luxury look here. And it is going to come with your Easy Fuel capless filler door. There is a little compartment inside the door there where you hit that and it's going to pop that open. And then you can go ahead, there's no cap to worry about losing, leaving behind or anything like that. So that way you can go ahead and fill it up. When you're done, go ahead and shut the door. There is a little sticker on the inside that shows you what you need to do if the vehicle runs out of gas. Instead of using a regular gas can or gas tank, you'll need to use the funnel that's inside, because that is made exactly for the size of the pumps, and the funnels from, or those tanks will not have the right size, so you'll need to use the funnel that's inside. So great equipment here on the side of the vehicle. They really give it a nice look here. And let's go ahead and move to the back now. Now, as we move to the back, you're going to see your rear defrost back here, as well as your stoplight is going to be up here high on that window. Here in the back, your tail lights are going to be LEDs. So real nice upgrade there. You did a nice chrome accent in those as well. So great little luxury look there. Body colored here on the applique right under your Ford emblem. Rear view cameras we talked about already is going to be positioned right under there. Reverse sensing as well as standard equipment on your hybrids. So as you're backing up, not only going to be able to see behind you, but you're going to get alert if you get too close to anything as well. Body colored bumpers throughout here, and it does have your molded in underneath there. So that's going to protect that from any kind of rocks and stuff that might kick up under there. Now, let me show you the remote real quick. This does have a unlock, lock, and it does have a button for your trunk as well. So I want to show you that. And the key is also inside here. So if for some reason the battery dies, or the battery on this dies and you can't use it to unlock and lock the vehicle, you can use the key to get into the vehicle that way. So you'll have that. Now, we don't have to use this button if we don't need to. So if you're just walking up, if the vehicle's unlocked, you can just go ahead and press this button here, and it's going to open up as well here. Now inside, you're going to see what the trunk space looks like. A little different than your gas engine because of the bigger battery. So you're going to see that is elevated up a little bit there, about halfway back. And that's to make room for that battery. And so that's where that's going to be positioned right there. You still can load those seats down, 60-40 split bench seat, laying them down if you need a little extra cargo room, put something a little bit longer in there. You still have that access over there too. Now just to the left over here is where you're going to see your battery. So normally you'd see the battery up front. It is actually positioned over here. So your normal battery, car battery that's going to come with it, is also right here. So if you need to jump it or something, you have that back there. And then underneath the floor in here is where you're going to see an organizer in there, because it doesn't have a spare tire, but it does have a tire inflator kit. So you're going to be able to use that to air up that tire. And then you also do have the funnel, like I mentioned earlier, it's going to be down there. But a nice little way to organize smaller items inside that trunk area back there as well. Now, as I move to the interior, there are two different color interiors that are available, and as we kind of talk about these, I want to actually show you a clip of the dash. So it's kind of an inside perspective going around the interior. So regardless if you get the ebony or your medium stone, the trim on the vehicle is going to be the same. That gray trim here with some nice inserts in the doors and on the glove box, and then the gray around the center stack as well. You're going to see some accents on the steering wheel too. So real good look to it. Now, your ebony is going to be like this. Basically, everything is going to be ebony outside of that trim, including your seats. Medium stone will keep ebony some parts of the vehicle, like the top part of the doors as well as the top part of the dash, but the bottom part of the dash and some inserts in the door are going to be that medium stone, as well as your seats. So that's what those are going to look like. Hopefully you get some good clips off Ford's website. Most of the vehicles that we ordered have the ebony interior, like this particular vehicle here. Cloth seating surfaces in here. You get the front bucket seats for the driver and front passenger. You get a 10-way power adjustable seat for the driver that includes your seat cushion, forward, back, up and down, as well as the backrest, and then your also power lumbar as well. The passenger seat gets a power seat as well. It's an 8-way on that one. So you're going to get the adjustable for the seat cushion as well as the seat back. It will not have a power lumbar on it, or a manual lumbar as well. Seats in the back there, seats 3 back there. You do have an armrest that comes in a metal backrest with a couple cup holders back there. There are also some vents back here behind the console, as well as it does have a power point down there, so they could power different devices using that power point there. Here on the door, power windows, locks, mirror switches, including auto one touch for those front windows there for you. You have those controls real easily at your fingertips. Your steering wheel, it does have a manual tilt and telescoping steering wheel. So the lever is right here. You just pull that down. It'll go up and down, forward and back. So you can get it just right no matter what driver you are there. Also here on the steering wheel, let's talk about that. You're going to have on the left side on the bottom down there is going to be that cruise control. As you can see, that's your adaptive cruise with the arrows. We can adjust that gap pretty easily right there. The D-pad or the controls on the right side on the bottom there will control your audio controls, Bluetooth controls, making and receiving phone calls and that kind of thing using that Bluetooth enabled phone there. And then on the steering wheel, there's going to be two D-pads up here. The one on the left is going to control your productivity screen, your settings and such to the left of your speedometer there. So you're going to have two of those screens here to be able to control some things. And so the one there on the left, you can control your settings, your display for your hybrid technology. What I like is making my own custom view, which is really cool. So you can customize it the way you want. You know, if you want to see that coach system with your acceleration, your braking, your cruising, you want to see that, and so that you can kind of see how good you're doing on that and help coach you. You can use that kind of display, or if you want to see that battery being used, or if you're using battery or gas. So I love seeing those displays when I'm driving the vehicle. The right D-pad over here will control the Microsoft or the sync technologies over here to the right. So your phone, your entertainment, that kind of thing. I like to see that compass or the navigation, because what's really cool is then you can see what the speed limit is without having to go over here and look at the screen that we're going to talk about in just a little bit. So I love how that looks and how that works over there on the right side using that right D-pad over there. Your push button start is right here, so you don't have to get the keys out once you get in the vehicle. And what I like to do is actually it does have keypad on the pillar, which I didn't mention, that invisible keypad, which is really hard to see. But you can use that to set your special code getting in and out of the vehicle. So sometimes I'll leave the keys in my pocket, use the code to get in, unlock the vehicle and get in, and then I don't have to get the keys out to push to start the vehicle either. So plus you can leave the keys inside if you wanted to and use your own personal code to lock it and get in and out that way. So it just depends on what you want to do there. Now here on the climate control, it does have a dual zone climate control. So the driver and front passenger are going to have two different temperatures there. It does have your auto setting, real nice and easy to be able to control everything there and see that on your display here, which we're going to talk about next. AM, FM, MP3 player, Sirius XM, satellite radio as well with the Sync 3. Sync 3 is going to be standard equipment, so you can control your audio, your climate, your phone systems throughout there. Also navigation. Navigation is part of the Copilot 360 Assist for the gas model, but it's standard equipment on this one, so you get the adaptive cruise and your navigation with the pinch and zoom capabilities, the Sirius XM traffic and travel link as well. So real nice system and how everything works. It does get the Android Auto and the Apple CarPlay as well as part of the Sync 3 system. So real great how everything works together there within that. And then when you back up, that's where you're going to see your backup camera come into view there. Up here on the mirror, you do the auto dimming rear view mirror of standard equipment. So if the cars will come up behind you with those bright lights, it's going to automatically dim that mirror up there. Your overhead console is going to include a sunglass bin, so you can pull that down, put sunglasses in there so that way it won't get smashed and in your console areas or anywhere like that. And then you have controls for your lights up there too. Down in here, this is what we call the media hub, because you can put your phone in there, big enough compartment to be able to put some different things in there. You have a PowerPoint down there as well as two smart USB ports. And if you do have your Android phone, you can Bluetooth and use the Android Auto, but on your Apple phones, you will need to plug them in using a USB port to be able to use the Apple CarPlay with that as well. So you're going to be able to, that's a great place for you able to plug it in and have those cords come straight through here. Also, I love you can go to the side as well there. And then also a little compartment up here. Sometimes I'll stick my phone in there or coins or different things like that right in there. You do have your, of course, your shifter is right here. That dial shifter they've gone to for the last several years is going to be positioned right here at your fingertips along with your parking brake. And just behind that is going to see a button there. It's the Eco Select button. And what I like about that is people might ask, why would you activate that? And one of the things that I've noticed is that when you're using when you're in your cruise setting, if you don't have that selected, the braking, when you're cruising, you let go of the gas and you're just kind of cruising along, it's not regenerating. But if you hit that Eco Select, if you even let go of the gas, you don't have to hit the brake. It's going to regenerate some of your battery as well for you. So I like using the Eco Select. I feel like I get that regenerative battery, and then I get a little more efficient with my driving that way too. And then you have a hill descent control that will help you by pressing that button back behind there. Let's talk about the console. Two different switches there. The one on the right opens it up to a tray. So a small tray, you can put some shallow, smaller items in there than the top, napkins, whatever it might be, and even a little tray. I like to put coin, change and that kind of thing in that little tray right there. And then you still have openings on both sides there. Then if you use that lever on the left side, it holds that tray up against the top of that lid and gives you a bigger compartment in there to put some of those bigger items, and still have cords to come through here. It does not have, I think seeing the gas models, I think you actually do have a power point in here, but in the hybrid models you do not, so I think that's why that cord slot is right there. But real nice having how that works. A nice padded armrest as well for the driver and front passenger here. So everything I've talked about is standard equipment. Oh, almost forgot, it does have your floor mats in here too. You get 2 of them for the footwells in the front seat up here. You're going to have the standard equipment. And almost forgot to mention the Ford Pass Connect is also standard equipment on all of your hybrid SEs. And the Ford Pass Connect allows you to stay connected to the Ford Pass app and to your vehicle. So you download that app. It's a free app that's going to be on your Play Store or your Apple Store, and then you can go ahead and then download that. You put your vehicle in there, your VIN number, you OK it through the modem in here in the vehicle. That way the Ford knows that you are the owner of that vehicle, and then you can remote start the vehicle from anywhere. You can unlock and lock the vehicle from anywhere, schedule remote start times, locate your vehicle. You can see all the service information, like how much pressure is in all the tires through the app, as well as how much gas you have, all kinds of cool things through that app. And now starting from the time that you're watching this video on, you're going to also get the loyalty rewards through that too. So first 2 oil changes on tire rotation are going to be free using the rewards through the Ford Pass Connect. So you're going to have your own loyalty program using that app. So real nice. Also, you're going to get Wi-Fi hotspot for up to 10 different devices available for you. If you want to pay for the unlimited plan, you're going to be able to have access to that as well. But that doesn't have to do with the Ford Pass app features. You can still have access to that even if you don't pay for the Wi-Fi hotspot. So great features that are standard equipment so far, but let's talk about a couple optional equipment you can get as well. There is one option that I forgot to mention, actually 2, that are standard equipment on these, and I want to cover real quick before we go to optional equipment. And one of those is your rain sensing wipers. Rain sensing wipers are actually part of the SE hybrid, and what's great about that is that when it starts to rain, if you have one of those intermittent settings, it's going to go ahead and turn those wipers on. So what's really great, especially in the morning too, you get up, you turn it on, there's maybe dew on the windshield, it'll actually go ahead and turn them on if you already have it in the auto setting. So it's kind of more of a set it and forget it. It comes in real handy when the rain keeps changing speeds on you all the time. So rain sensing wipers, standard equipment on these. Also, you get the ePass, the electronic power assist steering. And the reason I bring that up, I could maybe not talk about that, but what's great about it is, as you're on the highway, it's going to stiffen that steering up, so that way that wind doesn't push you from side to side. But when you're in the parking lots, it makes it a little bit easier to turn it. So having that electric power assist steering, it's going to make your driving so much better for you as well. Now let's go ahead and talk about some optional equipment. These are standalone options for you that's available on all of your SE hybrids. Now the first thing I want to talk about is your front tag bracket. States that require a second front tag will come standard equipment with this, but states like Kansas, where we're not required to have a tag on the front, it is going to be optional equipment, but it is going to be a no charge option for you. Also, you can get an engine block heater. So if you keep your vehicle out in the wintertime in really cold states, engine block heater may be something you want to add to your vehicle, so you can plug that in, make it a little bit easier to warm up your car in the morning. Also, the Power Moonroof. Power Moonroof is optional equipment for your Fusion Hybrid SEs. What's great about it is a power roof with a manual sunshade, so you can get that. It is kind of have that privacy glass kind of coating on the top of it, so that way that if you do have that open, that sun coming through there isn't going to be real overtaking you, but you can go ahead and close that manual sunshade. So that is optional equipment for you on those vehicles. Now, I did also tell you I want to give you a few tips that I found. I do have a Fusion Hybrid myself. I've had one for about 3 years, and I don't drive like a typical maybe hybrid driver would drive their vehicle. I like to get on it. That full speed automatic or full speed transmission with this allows you to be able to do that. You just kind of press that gas and it's going to go. And so what I've kind of found to get the best fuel economy is not taking off real slow from a stop. A lot of people think, well, if I take off slow, then I'm not using gas, then I'm going to be using all the battery. The problem with that is you're going to use all the battery. And then at the end, maybe, and I drive, 6 miles to work, by the time I've gotten halfway, I've used all my battery. So I did try that concept. didn't work for me, you're better off going ahead and taking off from a stop pretty efficiently. Go ahead and just take off and then get up to speed where you need to, and then you get in that cruising. So then what I do is, as soon as I get close to where I need to be, where I want to be driving on that stretch of the road, then I go ahead and release from the gas and then barely push it in just a little bit, and then keep that cruising speed. And I found it gets more efficient when I do it that way. And then also though, when I go to brake, I do make sure I brake early, because the more you regenerate that battery, the more it's going to recover and get you a better fuel economy, especially when you're in that cruising state. So I found that gets me pretty good economy. I am able to get close to 40 miles per gallon. This isn't my vehicle. I know you guys probably saw that it said 33. This is actually one that was in our loaner service. It's now back to us. So the people that drove it before, they were getting 33, but I'm getting about 37 to 40. If you look at just in-town driving, I can get pretty close to 40 miles per gallon driving the vehicles that way. So try that out. If you have some other tips, if you're watching this and saying, oh, I have some better tips than that, put them down in the comments. I'd love to have those. I'll highlight those as well. If you have some really good tips down there, and let all of us know what's the most efficient way to drive your hybrid vehicle. Now let's talk about the warranties on this. The bumper-to-bumper warranty is a 3-year, 36,000-mile bumper-to-bumper with a 5-year, 60,000-mile roadside assistance, as well as powertrain warranty. But you do get an 8-year, 100,000-mile on all your unique hybrid components. So it is going to protect, we're talking about that battery, the regenerative braking, those components on the vehicle that are based off the hybrid will get that 8-year, 100,000-mile warranty. So pretty good warranties. If you want to see some of the vehicles we have in stock, we have plenty of vehicles in stock right now at longmcarthur.com. You can check availability there. You can see a test drive. You can actually schedule a test drive there. You can see a 360-degree walk around on each one of our vehicles, plus lots of pictures too on each one of our in-stock vehicles. So definitely check that out. You can also see our great internet pricing on there too. So those are based on rebates from our zip code here in Salina, Kansas. So if you're in a different zip code, you might want to give us a call or send us a text message, 785-378-5031, or call us toll free, 1-800-874-6316. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it gave you some information on the SE trim of the 2019 Ford Fusion Hybrid. I do have a special offer for all of our YouTube viewers out there. We've had several people call us and say they'd like to work with us, but because of the distance, it really isn't feasible for them to be able to have to ship the vehicle to them or to have to drive all this way. So we have a special offer for all of you out there outside of our market area. If you'd like to work with us, because you know that, based on these videos, that we know a lot about the product, we have good product knowledge, and just feel comfortable working with us, we do free shipping for you, and we'll ship it right to your door within the 48 states outside of Alaska and Hawaii. We do ask you finance it with us, because even though that's not a cost that's going to be incurred onto you, if you finance a vehicle with us, our lender does give us a kickback for any of those deals we can bring to them, and so they do. We can incur some of the cost. It doesn't incur all the cost, but it does recover some of those. So if you want to do that, get a great vehicle from a great dealership that knows their product, and make sure you get the perfect vehicle for you, go ahead and give us a call or send us a text message at 785-378-5031, or you can call us toll free, 1-800-874-6316. So hopefully you take advantage of that, and we can ship this vehicle right to your door. What a great way to buy a vehicle, right? You can just get on our website, find the perfect one for you, and then we can do everything over email and FedEx and such, and then have the vehicle delivered right to your door. You don't even have to leave your house to buy a vehicle anymore. So take advantage of that. If it's the first time watching one of our videos, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button down below. That way you can get subscribed to our YouTube channel, where we have some great Ford and Lincoln content. Also, hit the notification bell. That way you get notified the next time we have another video uploaded to our YouTube channel. I think you're going to like lots of the ones we have, and if this is the first time subscribing after this video, go ahead and move over to our YouTube channel and check out some of the different playlists. We have one for each of the different models for each year. We've been doing this since about 2017, so we have a lot of playlists in there, but check out those playlists. You might see something you want to take a look at. If you want to look at some of these other Fusion videos, they're going to be in there as well, so definitely check that out. I don't have one yet on the Fusion Hybrid, because I need to get the titanium video. I have to have at least 2 to have a playlist, so but we'll be getting that coming soon, so definitely check that out. Also, go ahead and hit that thumbs up right now. Let's other people know it's a great video they need to watch. I'd appreciate it. Helps out the video as well as our channel, so if you want to go ahead and do that. Also, leave any comments that you might have down below. I love reading those, getting interaction. I learn things from that about our videos that we can be better doing these videos, so we've evolved our video process over the several years over your guys' comments. So leave those down below. Also, if you have any questions on the vehicle, I can respond to those too. I do read all those myself and will respond to those. So definitely leave those comments down below. If you'd rather reach out to me, you can find me on Facebook or Twitter. I'm at Tim Bartz, so definitely check me out there. And I also repost all these video links when we upload these videos onto my Twitter account. So definitely go ahead and follow me. Again, thanks for watching this video. Really appreciate it. Until the next one, we'll see you later.